Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello Taurus, and welcome to my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. So, as always, I just want to say thank you to everybody for the likes, shares, comments, and also subscribing to my channel. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, I take this opportunity to invite you to subscribe now. Or at the end of the video. And just an FYI, it is free to subscribe for those of you that wonder about that. So the other thing is just a reminder that these reads are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. If they do, wonderful. If they don't, then then just don't throw it away, but just remember that they could be more of a forecast for you rather than in the moment sort of a reading for you or message for you. So, and on saying that, this reading is for Taurus, in Taurus, maybe in your chart, and it could be in your chart as Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus in your chart. So. My energy's a little bit, well, I want to say that it like slowed down, and maybe my mood is a bit slowed down or a little bit. So some of it's not necessarily like an egg thing either. It's more, I don't know. It's like something is like slowed. I just keep getting that. So your energy may be a little bit like slow, and maybe a little bit stagnant or a little bit, feeling like I just can't, all your energy may be a little like just like dragging the chain. But I'm just feeling like, it's interesting because I had one of those a couple of months ago, and for a little while it just got it got a little bit worse and then it got a bit better. So it's kind of like, and then there's like these lows and these ebbs, and but it's kind of, there is a processing that's going on. And it's like, I feel like it's kind of slowing you down for a lot of years maybe, because so you don't go at a bull at a gate. So there may be some processing in that, and you may be getting around whatever's going on, whatever you got going on in your life, that it may be feeling like a little bit stagnant and nothing's moving. But there's a reason for that, and the universe knows what is going on. So, and it's trying to tell us something or tell you something. So maybe during this time, while things have like slowed down or feel like it is, this is an observation time. So it's a good time to like look at ourselves, look what's going on, what changes do we need to make within ourselves and without ourselves to while we're in this space. And that's what it's slowing us down to look at these signs, to hopefully get us to recognize these signs. And how we, are we operating, are you operating, or am I operating in the highest level that I could be? Am I operating to my highest ideals, for the greater good of one and all, basically. Does this feel right, or does this, feel a little bit, and maybe not, moving in that way, or maybe just holding off with a decision or something like that. We'll see how it comes out. So anyway, I just want to quickly say too, so if you don't know what your other signs are, sorry, I'm going to go back a bit. There's a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator in there, and it will work it out for you. So if you're wanting to book a reading, healing and / healing energy shift, and a release of something that's like, my details are in the description box below. So it's kind of like, there's something definitely shifting within there. That's kind of like, because I feel like I'm being more, you may be feeling more mindful about, about speaking or saying certain things, and because you've got this idea like, I need to move this way or do this or whatever. Okay. Anyway, it's like pausing. There's a bit of pausing there. So maybe where you're wanting to say something, you may be finding yourself pausing. And it's like, okay, okay, and then carrying on. And not allowing yourself to like take on board emotionally or physically, you know, something that doesn't serve you for your highest good. And it's like, I feel like there's something about saying no, standing your ground in a way, but in a way that's like, you know, that makes sense. You know, there's some logic stuff, and there's you know, there's a balancing between the logic and the, you know, and the intuitive side. And it's kind of like, that's where I'm kind of getting, when something doesn't feel logical as well as right, it's kind of, you know, with that deeper inner knowing of what you know, it's like, you know that you know that you know that you know, you know, it's something, you know, when you get to that stage, it's like, oh, you know, and so there may be a little bit of, you know, toing and froing with that, with someone or someone's, or maybe yourself, you know, there's some sort of self-doubt in some way or form. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to do a different sort of way, but well, kind of the same way, but a little bit more specific, I suppose. So this card here is the Three of Swords, is the first card out, and I want to go to more so the past in that. So I'm doing a past, present, future, a you, the challenge, advice, and possible outcomes. So, you know, in the past, you know, there was, you know, you might have seen you know, life as cruel and meaningless, which is what this card is about. I see life as cruel and meaningless, and it may be like not necessarily, you know, and it's maybe not necessarily to, something may have happened with you, and it's like, what the hell, you know, and in the past, and it because different things are going to vary with the different ones of you. So of yous out there, so it's just, so just, you know, like as always, it's like whatever this, you know, however this story or the cards come out, it's just like, you know, thinking outside of the square, because it may not be specifically like specific to you, you know, your story, but it's just thinking outside this. So adapting the storyline to what is going on with you. So there may have been something in the past that I'm feeling that is, you know, that has come up, and it's really, you know, was really mind-boggling with you, and it's like, what the hell, that, you know, what's going on in there. So which may have, you know, challenged you, you know, because that's what the Swords is about. It's about life, you know, challenge you with, you know, communicating your ideas and making some decisions and asserting your power as well, and, you know, and what you're thinking and that sort of thing. So and the Three, it's like, when I join to the Three, because there's Three for me is about finding some balance as well. So I see life as cruel and meaningless, but I feel like you're not necessarily really there yet, but it's like, I feel like whatever's happening is like you're moving forward. You've moved forward from that, but it's like you may be looking back into the past as, that's not where I want to be ever again, you know, that's not what I want to happen for me. So it may necessarily be, you may have been a part of, you know, something, you know, or something may have affected you, like, or experienced something, or some things. Some of it you may have experienced that, as watched others go through a similar, you know, a similar experience, or, you know, the same, and you may be like, just like looking around, it's like, you know, and it so may not necessarily have been you fully with everything and the reasons why. But it's something about you, maybe, for some of you, is providing a better life for yourself and your children, whatever is going on with you, or, you know, just providing a better life for you in general, so you can go and do the things that you want to do and not be in this space. Some of you, I feel like you've come from here and you're moving over this way, and you're looking back into the past to see actually how far I've come and what I've learned. And there's still some more stuff to do, but, you know, I'm moved along, and there's in a way a big tick in the box for you, and a sense of achievement as well. Some of you may, you know, still be sitting in that space there. So I kind of feel, but it's not, the past is in the past. It's there for us to learn from, not to dwell upon forever, okay? Forever. So these two cards came out together. So I'm going to read them together, bring them together. So the Ace of Swords. So there's something that moves in, you know, in the way that you're thinking about things. So about this past stuff. So this is coming more into the present now. Okay. So I live through my highest values, which is kind of what come up before. So you've created this, you know, you've learned from something, and it's like, now it's like, okay, I'm making this shift into something. I'm shifting into this a new way of thinking, being, doing, because I want this, this, and this. I want to have given this, but it's like, I also want to be this, you know, not like going into that place of who am I as well. Who do I want to be with, do things with, give things to, and have things with as well, in that sense. So then we have the Justice card, which is interesting. So it's like, there may be a sense of justice about you, but it's like, I reap what I sow, and I choose to walk the path of truth. So some of you have, you know, like I say, this is in the present. Now these two cards, it's like you've seen what that story is like, and so you're shifting, and you've moved into it, you've learned a lot from that, and it's like, I feel like some of you, or a lot of you, are more in that moment now, and you know, bringing justice to something. But it's like realizing that, you know, I reap what I sow. And it may not necessarily be like you've done something really bad, but it's like, you know, sometimes I'm hearing, you know, because what I'm hearing is that some of the choices that you've made, it's like, may have been a little bit undesirable, or may not have worked out as well as what they possibly could have. And you pretty much, I feel like some of you, well, I know, you know, what I'm hearing is that you didn't listen to your intuition when you know, so that's kind of where that, so I reap what I sow. It's like, if I had done it this way, so it's not like dwelling on it, but it's like just saying, you know, okay, so you're turning around, you're learning from those lessons. Okay, cool. So now we have more going into the future. So what is more in the future for our Taurus people? Oh, okay, so there's a shift. Okay, there's a definite shift. I know this too will pass. This too shall pass. So whatever it is that you're working on is like something is going to come to pass. So there's like the Death card is a card. There's something coming to an end. Okay, whatever it is that is happening is like something shifts within you through all this processing in here. Like, you know, you're seeing what you're doing. It's like, right, you know, whatever it is, I'm going to have faith. I'm going to have trust. I'm going to put, you know, I'm going to work towards this. I'm going to study towards this. I'm going to bring this together. I'm going to commit to myself, you know, and maybe there may have been some limiting belief patterns with money. I'm going to save this, and, you know, it's like maybe, yeah, I'm going to commit to like saving. I'm going to commit to, you know, buying a home, having my family, or whatever that is for you, and or, you know, extending on something, you know, starting my business, which means I may need to do more research. I may need to learn some new things and buy some new tools and find a, you know, there's all these sorts of things. Or I might be going to, you know, my relationship. For some of you, that may be like you're moving out of a relationship, out of a business, and or away from a business or in a relationship and that sort of thing. So there's something that comes to an end, and it may be just the way that you're thinking about things, a process, like I say, it could be an addiction or whatever, or a habit that you're wanting to shift. And addiction doesn't necessarily mean drugs, you know, on saying that, or alcohol. It could be that you're addicted to, you know, well, you may see it as addicted to food or something, where you're wanting to, you know, make a change in your life, and there may be some, you know, some emotional stuff that you're holding on to that's stopping you, that you're using to stop you as an excuse, or you may be procrastinating. That may be your addiction or your habit that's going on, okay, with you. So then we got a card now for you, okay, the Princess of Cups. Okay, so this is you. Okay, so what, you know, Princess of Cups talks about, I offer you artistic beauty, and I'm not, you know, this isn't just not in necessarily a physical way as well. It's like, this is like, this is about you shining your light, okay? This is about you bringing out all these tools and amazing parts of yourself that you know, maybe you haven't even seen yet. And really super committing to, because it's like, you know, you can do something, or that, and sometimes we, you know, we have to either let go of things, like declutter our lives with actual, you know, physical material things, not necessarily, you know, like, you know, fancy wancy stuff, you know, high end market, you know, purchases, or, you know, that sort of thing, any sort of thing, material, physical. That's what I mean, and where I'm hearing that. It could be like, you know, relationships, you know, it could be, yeah, where are they going with that, you know, like jobs and things, just what was coming up there before, okay, with the Princess of Cups. So it's like, oh, actually that's the next one. So she talks about, you know, I offer you artistic beauty. So it's all the bringing all those, you know, those amazing creative, you know, things about you, okay, that help you to bring through money. But it's like there's you know, there's an emotional connection there. So you may have a water sign there as well, so within you, in your chart as well. But I feel like there's something about something emotional that you're connecting to. So, but it's a new beginning in that, because the Princess of Cups is the page, and you know, and a lot of the other decks, a lot of the more traditional type decks, okay. And so it's like she brings through this thing, you know, about creativity with the cups. So but being more, you know, feeling your emotions and being in touch with them, but also your intuition, really super like honing into your intuition. And our feelings and our emotions help us to learn how to do that as well. It's all part of the learning. And to you know, discerning what it actually is, which is that mindful awareness thing, as well as the spiritual side. So, but that creativity, so she's bringing you all that sort of stuff to bring into, you know, whatever it is that you're doing in your life. Okay, cool. How cool is that? And then we have the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is the challenge. So, and he brings through the challenge in this card. So it's like, what is challenging you? What may challenge you is the Ten of Wands. So it's something, you know, this is about carrying the burdens of, on your shoulders, basically, of life. So maybe you've been feeling like that, and so that and it's maybe why you've been so like dragged down, or feeling dragged down. And you may have gone back into that past stuff, you see, as you're going on, because quite often we can do that when we know that we're wanting to go this way, but there's a smidgen of something, or something that's still like a coat of it, you know, or a layer there that's kind of like quite close to us, in our memory bank, and it's, or in our energy, or in our, yeah, that's like, that we kind of accidentally hold on to, or unbeknowingly, subconsciously. So now it's retraining yourself. So the Wands is the fire. So there's some sort of energy. But anyway, there's an end to that. Something's coming to an end with this. So the challenge is kind of, because I feel like with this new moon, there's maybe a shift, starting to come to a shift, or you may be starting to see that. So your energy may still be a little bit slower, but it's kind of like, as you like ditch what doesn't serve you, and what is not yours even, and allow yourself to move forward, your energy will pick up within the next, I would say, for some of you, in the next 2 or 3 days. Some of you, it may, depending on where you are, maybe the next week, or the following week, next 2 or 3 weeks, what I'm hearing. So maybe earlier, and you may have like highs and lows. So you're not so low though, but it's like, but your energy may rise, but it just like plateau a little bit, and you'll feel it go up again, and you know, for a little bit. So it's kind of like, so there may be a little bit more of that. But anyway, I do feel like there's a 10. The 10 of Wands is talking about, you know, there's a release of some sort of, you know, carrying these burdens, okay? As you're moving, as you're going into this journey, it's like you realize, I feel like some of you, you know, you begin to realize that actually that's not mine. And I don't need that. And actually that wasn't as hard as what I thought it was. But now that I know what I know what I know, and I know that I know that I know, I can just, you know, it's like, so something just, you know, starts to fall away, just like magic. And you may feel like, oh my God, I don't even realize I was doing that. You know, it's gone. It's like, I don't feel that way before now. Okay. And then we have the 9 of Cups. So yeah, for me, going back to the 10 of Wands, so me, there's there is something like a 9 is a completion of a cycle. So you're in the 10 now of, you know, of action, because the Wands is about taking action, okay? And you've brought all this, you know, emotional, the artistical side of you. There's this, you know, bringing in those. It's like maybe you're finding something new in yourself, or learning something new to bring out, draw it out. That's been like just bubbling underneath, and you may be like tapping back into it. This may be something really new for you in how you manage things, whether it, you know, with whatever you're doing. So the 10 of Wands, moving forward, doing something, taking action, moving into this transitional space to take the next, you know, to take the next step in the phase that you're just coming to an end with, okay? And then we have, where we got here, the 9 of Cups. So there's something that I am lavished by the good things in life. So the 9 of Cups is like, once again, an emotional type cup with the feelings, but it's also about creativity. But the 9 of Cups shows that, you know, there's some sort of, in this picture, there's all the different senses that we have in our, you know, there's something coming that's like you're able to tap into. It's like something is more coming together with your senses, basically. So you're starting to, like, your intuition is in your, there's a more heightened sense of knowing, actually, I know more now where I'm going from, you know, from this Cups energy. So, you know, as, you know, the Cups is about, you know, being, you know, feelings, so emotions, our intuition, you know, creativity. So they may be a bit heightened, but this is in around our relationships and emotional connection with ourselves and others. So when we are more on top of that, you know, or more knowing and understanding and, you know, flowing with it, it's like the 9 is kind of bringing all these senses together, and it's like, oh, okay, I can, you know, there's more of this wider sense of, greater sense of, higher sense of knowing, understanding, and in connecting with, I guess, the universe within you, or the world within you, about where you're going. And it's like things are starting to come together. So it's a happy time. It's a celebratory time, because it's like, in a sense, you like I say, you know what you're doing. You know, there's more of that sense of knowing, and you're more in touch with your emotions and your thoughts. And it's like with the 9, so there's a completion of a cycle in that way too. It's like there's that sense of, you know, yes, I know this is, I'm feeling a little bit emotional, but it's not, it's like, you know, and it's, you know, the difference between, and it's like all your heightened senses, like I say, are heightened. Wow, I just can't stop. It's quite an amazing feeling. So where there's a cup, so it's like, have a celebrate with that. Beautiful. So we have another card. So just going to see what possible so that's the kind of advice is actually too. And when I talk about the 6th, you know, after the challenge, is about looking at getting in touch with yourself in that way. It's like, you know, all of your senses, using all of your senses basically as well. But just like saying, for some of you, I got to the end part of that explanation first then. So that's what it's about with the 9 of Cups. So this is about you going in, you know, and getting in touch basically with all your senses, bringing things together. I only wanted 1 or 2, but there you go. Okay. So the moon. Okay, so the moon cycle, the moon talks about, this is, you know, more going into the possible outcome, okay? So the moon talks about, I perceive the truth through the inner veil, and its reflections. So there's something definitely, because this is, the moon is about our intuition as well. So definitely like honing into your senses, using all of them to help you, guide you on your way through. The Queen of Pentacles, which is you standing, you know, this is, I love and nurture this great land of ours. Okay, so she is connected to the earth, which is, that's interesting, because we've got the moon energy. So this is about you grounding yourself and getting in touch with, you know, not just with your intuition, all your senses. It's like they may be becoming a little bit more heightened too for some of you, and it's like, whoa, this, and it's maybe just like this incredible feeling. It's like, whoa, so that's, yeah, it's pretty magical. But this is obviously you, the Queen of Pentacles. So she's more in her power as well. She's more grounded. She's knowing where, she's knowing where she wants to do, where she wants to go, what it is that she wants to do in life, how she's going to do it. She's kind of, because she's a hard worker, she's clever, smart, and willing to put in the time to create, shape, transform, and grow something that is like, especially when she has like a connection, you have a connection with it. So if you're a female energy, this is definitely you. Okay, so with whatever it is that you're going through, working on is something, and not even just that what you're working on now, but I've seen it, I can see it. They show me in the past you've worked hard to get to where you are. You've worked clever to get to where you are. Well, most of the time Spirit is saying, but you know what I mean. And it's like you're making some changes. So there, but it's keeping yourself grounded to Mother Nature, to Earth, okay? You are that Earth sign. There. So then we have the Five of Swords. So, and there may, the possible, so there may be, there's this feeling about you, I must win at any cost. So it's kind of like not going in your head about that, and maybe not getting, be reminding to bringing yourself to ground yourself on saying that. But it's about, it is going in with that attitude, but with more of in a balanced sort of, because you know yourself. If you get too cocky, or you get with that attitude, we can, you can create a bit of where they're going. Disharmony is the word. So it's like, this is about also, you making decisions. That's what they mean. I must win at any cost. So this is about making decisions with that, as well as in communicating your ideas and things like asserting your power. But it's making sure that it's done, okay, artfully and negotiatively, okay, with this Prince of Wands there. So often the fives can be a card that is about disharmony in some sort of way. That's why because there's swords like going there, here, there, and everywhere. But it's making sure that your attitude is in a good space. But I'm hearing for most of yous, it's kind of just being mindful of that there's no bloodshed, or there's no disharmony, basically. Not going into that space, because there is a possibility that you may get a bit cocky. It may go into the egotistical side, and that self-image side of things. So it's just not going OTT on that, so about that side of things. I'm feeling self-image, egotistical side, ego, and that sort of thing. So it's finding that balance within there. Okay, so then we have the Ace of Wands. So there's something about, new that's coming in there. It's like, I am the catalyst. So it's realizing that, yes, there may be a shift in the way that you're thinking about things, okay, in the future. So, and there may be a realization that you are the catalyst of whatever it is that you're doing, that you're creating, and that you're not creating. But I'm just hearing that catalyst has been, not about grounding. I'm just seeing where the other one is, the catalyst. I am the catalyst. With the justice. I reap what I sow is what's coming up there with that Five of Swords there. Just being mindful of that. And that also with the catalyst side of things. So there's some epiphanies coming, there's some changes coming. That's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to just draw a card, shuffle a card from out of here. Oopsie daisy. It's not that one, it's the one on the floor. Okay, wow, the Thinking Woman, number 47. Here we go. So just going into the Queen of Pentacles there. So it may be, if you're a male, that may be someone that, a female energy may come into your life. For some of you, it may be your wife. For some of you, it is definitely you, Taurians. They're there. But if it's a male, if you're a male, it could be, you know, that could be you that's going in as well. Some readers say, you know, a queen is a female and the king is the male. But I feel like that is for, you know, for me, in this reading, I feel like there are a lot of female there, maybe quite a few males. It's definitely you. For some of you, for you males out there that are watching, it'll be you as well. If you can take that, you know, if you understand that message. But this is you. But I do feel like most of you are. So either way, if you're a male or a female, this energy is definitely you. Okay. And then with this one here, and I'm going back to the Queen again. So this one here is the thinking woman. So it just doubly confirms actually, because it's number 47 in the deck. And number 4 is about foundations for me, and stability, and security and direction. So security for me is like the root chakra or the base chakra that sits in the tailbone there. And that's about grounding and stability within family life, within, you know, finances and that sort of thing. So that's definitely you, okay? And that's why I'm saying there's definitely some female Tauruses out there that are watching this. And so this is about grounding yourself. Knowing, and the 7 is about, you know, creating, and remembering and learning about yourself as being, and realizing actually that you are the creator of whatever it is that you're wanting to be doing, you know, like money, finance, business, relationships, all of that sort of thing. So goes back to, you know, I am the catalyst, you know, yeah, basically. So the thinking woman, she's in her business, well, she's dressed, she's dressed nicely, professionally, like, so she could be, you know, you could be going into business, you could be going to a new job or something like, because she's got a notebook there. Let me see what else is in this picture. Yeah, she's definitely moving, so anyway, but there's a lot of green in there, so there may be some drawing me to the heart chakra. So there's a lot of healing that's going on in this energy here as well. So just looking at the green, but it's 4, 7, I think that says it all, doesn't it? Okay, to finish off with. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there for you now, Taurus. So lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure. Until next week on Monday, we'll see you then. Okay, and that comes from my amazing guides, helpers, and my spiritual team, but also including the multidimensional and galactic energies, as well as the energy of Taurus. Okay, bye for now. We'll see you next week. Oh.